Hey everybody, it's Kevin. Yeah, it's early morning. Well, not really too early, but getting ready to change strings on Carly over here. I'm gonna flip the camera around in just a second. Just wanted to say, copy man a copy. It's right here. Anyway, I'm putting strings on Carly today. Just cleaned her up. And so we're gonna put some strings on her. I'll show you how I do it, at least for a couple of strings anyway. I'm not going to bore you with the whole process, but I will show you the way I put them on, and it seems to work. It seems to keep the guitar in tune really well. Anyway, let's get to it. Now I'm going to be switching this over to the other end when I get down there to actually put the string on. But what we're doing here, we've got a set of Elixir 9 to 42s. We're going to start with the 42 and put that on there first. You got to unwind them. I'm shedding. Move that over just a little bit. There we go. I don't even know if I'm in the shot, but we check to make sure that the string has a nice gentle curve to it, and that means that it's a good string. It's a 42 gauge. Now what I do, I top wrap my strings. So at the end, there's the ball. There's a little ball at the end down there. And then I take another ball end and I thread that onto the string, just like you thread a needle. I put that down here. Now by top wrapping, I'm not sure if you guys know what I mean or not. But what we're gonna do, let me put the bridge back on there. I guess I should do that. Whoops. This needs to go on there right there. Whoops, I didn't get it on there right. Okay, there we go. Now we're gonna take the bridge, and instead of going from the back this way, and the reason I don't do that is because it creates a very sharp angle. It's a very steep angle between where the string comes out of the stop tail and where it hits the bridge and goes over the saddle. So what I do to top wrap, I take it from the other end and I feed the string through this way. Now, by adding the other ball to the end there, if you can see right here on the string, it's wrapped right through there. And if you don't put this on there, you're bending it right in the middle of that wrap as it comes over the top of the tailpiece. So by putting the other ball on there, now when I wrap this over the top like so, it's not bending in that wrap that holds the ball end on the string. Now this is the only time that you have to do this is when you're putting the first string on. We put the tailpiece in, and I run the string down. And let me get this lined up here, and I'll feed the string too, and then I'll move the camera down to this end. Because if I don't stop, the tailpiece will come off. I got shit rolling all over the place here. All right, let's go down to this end. And let me get the camera adjusted here so you can see what I'm doing down at this end. Okay, all right. Now, one of the most important things that I always do is we take a little Big Ben's nut sauce. Now you can use pencil lead, you can use Vaseline, you can use chapsticks even. But what I always do is I take just a little bit, just a tad, and I just lubricate that nut. Each nut slot, just a touch in each slot, like that right there. And then I just gently rub my finger across the top of it, and that kind of seats it down in there. And then I wipe it off on my pants. So I put the top back on it, and you got Big Ben's nut sauce. All right, next thing we do, see the tailpiece, the came off. So now I'm gonna pull the string taut. I've got it fed straight through. Now what you wanna do is you wanna make sure that each of the eyelets in the shaft of your tuning peg are pointing straight down the neck. And you grab your string and you put it into the slot. Now I usually go to the next fret, maybe a little bit beyond, about that long. Okay, now I'll grab the string here and I'll pull it back to that point. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wrap the string around the post, like so. Push it down and then pull it tight. And I'm gonna pull up on this, the piece that's coming out. I'm gonna bend that in there. Now, I don't know if you can see it or not, but the string now is going underneath of this. Now, when I get my string winder here, which by the way, this is also an important thing, you start winding the string on, you wanna make sure that the string stays underneath of that wrap. You see it's starting to pop up. There we go. You just push it down a little bit and it goes right back in there. And you just want to tighten it up. Oh, I'm not in the saddle. That would make a difference. Okay, I'm way too high, so let me drop that down. But it helps to stretch the string. Okay, that's the low E. Now, I never leave these things sticking up like that. So as soon as I get the string on there and get it seated and make sure that it's good, I cut it off to where I've got about, I don't know, 1/8, 3/8 of an inch coming out from the post. That way, yeah, it's a sharp point, but it's a little bit harder to get to. You can always bend it back over so that you don't catch your finger on it. So I'm gonna do the high E now, and that will stabilize the stop tail. So let me get that string. This is a 9. As some of you know, I've talked about it on the live stream before, but 10s were tearing my fingers to pieces. So I went to 9s. And like I said before, I'm just threading just an empty ball, an empty ball onto the string so that it looks like that. Now, there we go. I don't know if you can see that. I have no idea how this is coming out, but I'm gonna watch it, obviously, before I post it. And we come down to the other end, and we put the string through, pull it up taut, wrap it over the top, bring it up here. I've already put all of these so that they're facing straight down the neck of the guitar. And I'm gonna feed this into the slot, the hole, whatever you want to call it. And I'm gonna seat it there. Now you may have to, and I usually do, you should check back here, because once you take tension off the string, as you start to wrap it, it can slip out of the saddle. So anyway, I'm going about that far beyond there. The string is pretty taut. I'm gonna grab it here and I'm gonna pull it back to here. Now this string obviously is gonna go the other way, because you always want your string wraps to be to the inside of the headstock. Now we're gonna get our string winder. And we're gonna start tightening this bad boy up. And just keeping an eye to make sure that it stays below the excess string sticking up. And I'm not even close to the saddle back here, so I'll get it a little bit tighter. And this, going that 1.25 inches or whatever it is, past the fret, it gives you about, I usually get between 2.5 and 3 windings. Oh, I just knocked the camera over. Okay, that wasn't fun. I knocked it all askew. Sorry about that, guys. But I don't edit, so you're gonna see that in the video. Now, where was I? Oh yeah, saddle. Okay. All right, I know it's not in tune, but it's pretty close. And then I just come in here and I clip it off. And we're good to go. So I got the first 2 strings on it, and I'm gonna let you guys go. Hope you enjoyed this little tutorial. Remember a couple of things. Always make sure that the first wind on the peg goes under the part that you pull up, and it effectively locks the string in place. Also, lubricating the nut is very important. Put something on the nut. Pencil lead, you can take a pencil and just draw it in there. Chapstick, Big Ben's nut sauce, and this is not sponsored by them, but I've used this stuff for eons, and it works great. And if you're gonna top wrap, definitely make sure that the next time you change strings that you cut the little balls off the end and keep them handy. I've got a film canister. I got a film canister full of them in case I drop one, because once they hit the floor, they're pretty much gone if you don't watch yourself. But it's just this piece of the string, like that right there. And you just cut that off of there, and then you put it threaded onto the string. And it works a treat. Anyway, guys, till the next video, I love you. Take care.